Hello everyone in Cyberworld, welcome back to another video. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Richard, and this is our channel we call Poor Man's DIY. This week is our final part of our closet organizer build, where we are going to be installing some track lighting. Okay, so this is the last part of the closet organizer build. It's not really part of the closet itself. Originally we had talked about putting in LED lights, and we thought that would be nice. We had access to the ceiling, some cable that we would be able to run some wire and put up LEDs in the entire place. But if you've seen the whole series, you will know that this particular area of the closet organizer can be disassembled and slides out so that any repair people or us need to get into the attic, we have access to the attic panel. Because of that, we're unable to wire all this the way that we wanted to, so we had to come up with a different solution. We currently have a single light that shines down, and so some of the areas in the closet just don't get lit up as well as we would hope to. So what we did was looked around for options, and we came up with this. It's a tracking system, a light tracking option, but normally we wouldn't do this. However, because this comes in 3 different parts and they can all be moved around, we figured that it might be able to get around in all the places and at least shine down and even in the darker corners. So we're going to show you how we installed this one here today.
We begin by removing the old light.
Okay, turn off. All right, when we installed this lamp not too long ago, I actually used electrical tape as well on this to hold it, so we need to remove that first.
Now we disconnect the wires.
All right, so the previous light was rather large, and it had a previous layer of paint on it, an old color. And this new one is going to be small, which means it's going to expose both those things. So before we actually continue on with this project, the first thing we're going to need to do is trim this up, smooth things out, sand it down, and then paint it the proper color, and then we'll get back to installing this. We're going to begin by removing the edges of this to smooth this down. Okay. All right, at this point, normally what we would do is spray this with some artificial texture orange peel to get it to match everything, and so it would hide all these defects and the bumps and smoothed out areas that we just made. But instead, we're going to use a different technique. This is normally you can be used with a sponge. What we're going to do is, if you notice on the sponge it has these holes and whatnot, we're going to use the sponge to tap onto the paint, and it should leave some bumps and whatnot to give it some texture. It's not going to be a perfect match to orange peel, but it does give it a good texture, and with the light itself covering this, it shouldn't be too noticeable. The paint itself is also going to cover this up.
Now we're going to install the frame.
The first thing we're going to install is the ground on the ground nut right there. And this unit also has a ground cable. Yeah, who uses hand tools anymore? Next, we're going to connect the black to the black. Now, after it's been connected within, continue to twist this so the wires behind it wrap each other and it will not come apart that way. All right, and then next we repeat with the light. Next we're going to tuck away these cables here, and what we have is two bolts here that are going to stick out. We're going to find the holes through there, and there's end caps that will screw on to this, which holds it up to the ceiling once we find it. All right, there's one, there's two. All right, that's one cap, and that's two.
And we tighten the caps.
All right, what should be the final step is to add these bulbs. These are actually LED bulbs, even though they look like halogen. If you take a look on the inside, it's actually LED, which is kind of clever because halogen sucks up a lot of electricity. There you go. And we'll put the rest in and turn it on and see how it works. All right, now let's turn off these shop lights and give it a test.
I know this was a long series, but that's okay. We really had a good time doing this project.
Admittedly, we ran into a few difficulties. We came up with some solutions with a mobile portion that comes out, and it worked out really well for us. Track lighting is something that normally I'm not a fan of, but it really did a great job for us, and it lights up the closet. I have a few other ideas I need to add on. I need a place for all my neckties and belts, so that may be something we're going to have to work out in the future.
So until we meet again, bye-bye.